The Shin Megami Tensei franchise, and by extension, all the spin-offs are well known for the characters, story, locations, demons, and etc. The most popular spin-off is definitely the Persona series. With over 6 main lines, 7 remasters/remakes, 2 fighting games, 3 dance games, 1 movie, 3 animes, and lots more, the most popular game to this date is still Persona 5, with over 5 million copies sold, Joker being in Smash Bros. Ultimate as DLC, and being in every single anime-style mobile game in Japan. It's safe to say that this one niche franchise has gained several new fans, including me. Persona 5 is often well known for its music. The game boasts a hefty soundtrack with well over 100 tracks. People are constantly talking about Persona 5, whether positively or negatively. But people ever rarely talk about the first game in the franchise. Revelations Persona, or as is well known in Japan as Megami Amaroku Persona, was released in 1996 for the PlayStation 1, to alright reception. This game was released before Final Fantasy VII, the game changer when it came to JRPGs and turn-based combat. But people who have played the original Persona can really back the game up. While it may not hold today compared to the other games, it has a charm that the modern Persona just can't match. The game has several genres of music being played, like jazz, rock, techno, and several others. The work done by Hideaki Okoi, Shoji Meguro, Kenichi Tsuchiya, and Masaki Okibe is absolutely incredible. Tsuchiya still does work for Atlus. Meguro has left Atlus but still promises work for future installments. Okibe seems to be working on other games like Pokemon, and sadly, Okoi died in a car crash in 2002. Okoi was in charge of how the game sounded. He really knew how to use panning and make the music interesting, even when you hear a track once or twice. The way the tracks just fully encapsulate the tone of the game is absolutely incredible as well. That's why I found the PSP re-release to be so disappointing, throwing away all that hard work just for a more modern Persona J-pop sound. While I still like both OSTs, I greatly rank Revelations way higher in regard. The game has several types of music in it, like dungeon themes, battle music, character themes, overworld and shop themes, story music, and background tracks. For this video, I'm going to discuss every single track that is not a cutscene, and what I like about them, and what adds to the game's story. Considering that this game has an OST with over 100 tracks, this video will be split into 2 to 4 different videos. So let's get started. This is a happy, upbeat track that reminds you of peaceful school days. Nothing seems like it could possibly go wrong. This is the most lighthearted of the dungeon tracks because nothing at this point in the game could be possibly at risk or danger in the story thus far. This track carries that childlike innocence with it, which the rest of the game hits with a truck, replacing the tone with a much darker and moodier theme. I like the ambiance of the sounds of the school bells and people talking. It gives the school life, and the reverb of the track sounds like it could be played through an actual intercom through an actual school. This is the music that plays when you visit the hospital for the first time to see Maki. The track is just peaceful. This is the kind of music that plays when birds are chirping outside and the sun is shining, but it makes the player feel welcomed. My favorite part of the track is when the piano instruments have a call response. This track is really good. It's unfortunate that you only hear it for so little time, because the dungeon is very small. After Maki is put in the ICU and the demons arrive, the track changes to a piano with a devilish melody and the screams of people and demons alike. Truly uncomfortable. This track can be seen as a separation of the game's tone/moods. After this track plays, the game takes on a much darker tone rather than the upbeat and brighter one before. However, this track is probably one of the weaker dungeon themes, but it's still great when it comes to the atmosphere. This track plays when you return to the school after demons have started taking over the city. Everyone was on edge, and stress levels have greatly shot up. This track plays one of the most common motifs found in the game's soundtrack. This track is great in regard to how it plays up the mood, making the player feel unsafe as well. But personally, I wish this track would play School 4, since School 4 is so underwhelming. This plays when the team enters the police station to save Mark, and by coincidence, Brown as well. The track is an absolute banger. It has excellent panning and sound design. It's catchy, fun to listen to, and plays in the mood of the dungeon. The track really reminds me of spy films, going to save the hostage or retrieving a priceless artifact, while sneaking around. This is one of the first tracks I've ever heard from the OST, so I credit this track for getting me into to try the older Persona games. So for that fact, and others, I consider this to be one of the best tracks in Persona. This track is electric, literally. This plays when exploring the abandoned factory that SEBEC is using. The place is crowded with shipping containers and wires galore. The player is wondering what SEBEC is using this factory, and what the materials are for. The track was used to make the police station and SEBEC factory in the PSP remake, which is badly butchered tonally and musically. This track is catchy for the synth sounds and bumping bass. The atmosphere of the factory gets you pumped. The main building spec is even better. The place has a mysterious feeling and an underworldish vibe, as he was in uncharted territory looking for Pandora. The synth sounds familiar are just so catchy, with the bass pushing the player. It sounds just as electric and mechanical as the factory, which connects the locations. The reverb of the melody gives the location a large and endless feel, making the player worry if they actually ever find Pandora. The shot doesn't play in the SEBEC quest, but seems to come from the Snow Queen quest instead, which doesn't exist in Revelations, or in the Japanese release. It seems to be played in the Ice Castle, which seems weird, but, you know. The track is fantastic as it pushes the player on their journey, with the motif playing as the main melody. I can't really say much more for this track as I've never heard it in the actual game, but it's still fantastic. This is one of the several dungeon tracks we used in the Snow Queen quest. The ambience is off the charts, as the ice itself is making the music. The penning is also incredible with a catchy bass line. In the SEBEC quest, this plays when you first enter the school in the fake world. The music makes the player feel unnerved as they enter an empty school. The cool thing is that both School 1 and this track share multiple instruments like the marimba and the bass, which makes the two locations similar and yet totally different. It makes School 1 feel full of life while making School 3 empty, a cool contrast. The outlier becomes the dungeon tracks, because it's more of an ambient track rather than a musical one. This track plays in the dungeon form of the school when Aki transforms it. This track is nothing special, it makes the mood super uncomfortable. It sounds like a wet and moist place, and it sounds like something is alive. I think this is to foreshadow Pandora, because the portal to the video world is inside the school. This hip-hop inspired track is fantastic. The echoing sound of a melody plays to lure the player in, and then the beat drops. The bass weakens to shine, as well with those thumping drums. The track gets you fired up. This track is just awesome. Just so much fun to listen to with that more emphasized bass rather than treble. If you can't listen to this without bobbing your head, something is wrong with you. Holy sh! This track is probably the top 3 tracks of the whole game. It's so goddamn catchy and upbeat, it's honestly insane. The brass is just pumping energy, and the bass line is so funky. The strings play these long, intense high notes, the drums shine with that rhythm, and I can't gush about the track even more if I wanted to. It'd be a solid 2 hours. But in short terms, this track is everything you want out of a dungeon track. It's catchy, unique, makes you want to explore the dungeon. Oh my god, this track is just something else. The ambience and atmosphere are oozing with this song. The song sounds so peaceful and yet unnerving at the same time. It's truly something different. The melody sounds like a 90s anime water nostalgia, and the bass plays in the mood of the dungeon. Considering its story importance to Maki and Mai, it gives a tone of a magical getaway from everything, while the bass gives the undertone of a dangerous place to stay. This track is very mysterious due to the chimes and ambient sounds in the background. This plays in Pandora's castle before he creates Deva Yuga. This place is so huge that it makes sense that the track reflects that. Besides the bass, there is no clear melody, just a harmony. This also plays in the Hypnos Tower in the Snow Queen quest, so in the PSP re-release, they gave the Mana Castle its own new theme. In the PSP remake, they also made the Hypnos Tower a more jazzier theme, but that track doesn't really reflect the tone of the original. This track plays in the haunted house, similar to School 4, it's just ambient noises with occasional piano low notes. However, it makes up for that with the creepy mood and unnerving sounds. One cool thing to mention is that you actually hear the cries of Maki's mom in the game. This dungeon could have got an original music track, which the PSP version gave it. In my humble opinion, this is the best dungeon track in the entire game. The melody, bass, harmony match up just so well. It sounds like an 80s cop movie. The brass music section has this reflection of the bass line and the strings really push the tense, mysterious atmosphere. The song really pushes the player to defeat Pandora, probably large with the bass line, piano's constant riffs, and the drum beat. The music has a feel of a final dungeon, which it can be if you miss the midsection of the game. I think the thematic tone makes the player feel, more than ever, as it wants to defeat Pandora. Without a doubt in my mind, probably the best tracks in Persona, there's no question.
It was true, very popular for sightseeing, but to tell you the truth.
Who planned to take candlestick?
It wasn't.
Another ambient track, very boring. It's probably one of the worst in the entire game, even compared to School 4 and Haunted House. I really don't like to listen to this one a lot. Even the other tracks have more substance, although it does alright for the dungeons vibe. Probably the best of the ambient dungeon tracks, although it is quite forgettable. The chimes in the wind make up this unnerving dungeon track, with the middle of the track being the best due to its nice chords. I feel that they could add more to this track considering its story importance. This track plays in the Hypnos Tower in the Snow Queen quest, which is unavailable in the US version. When I heard the track for the first time, I wanted to block my ears. Then it starts getting way nice and peaceful after that brass intro is over. If this track didn't have that obnoxious brass intro, it would be a lot better. This track sounds like you're in hell, straight up creepy with those low choir chords. It truly sounds like a place in your nightmares, with that distant piano and the drums which sound like a demonic ritual. With this being the final dungeon theme for the true ending, it fits the tone of this place being where evil lives. The last dungeon theme in the SEBEC quest, another sort of an ambient track. This is a very tense dungeon theme, since it's building up to the final boss. The middle of the track sounds like something out of a Castlevania game or the old Dracula films. Not the most catchy dungeon theme, but still a fitting conclusion. Hey guys, it's JimChug here. I've been postponing this video for quite a bit. I had to record all the gameplay for the dungeons, actually record the entire game in general, for every single cutscene, where music is, where music plays. But this is just part 1, this is the dungeons only. I hope to get the other parts out very soon. It will take some time, so in the meantime, I'll upload some other content, maybe another Fortnite video, maybe something else. But you know, I'm trying to keep the content flowing. I'm sorry I've been gone for the last couple of weeks. I've been around a month. But I hope that this video entertained you. If you like it, please leave a like. If you like my channel, please subscribe. And when I upload videos, make sure to turn the bell on. So, that's all I have to say. JimChug out.